Hi, and welcome to another digital book talk from Massanutten Regional Library. Today we are focusing on survival stories. Survival stories for our middle grade to upper elementary type readers. Our first book is Deep Water. Deep Water was written by Watt Key. This is on the Virginia Reader's Choice list for this school year, 2020-2021. It's on the middle school list. This book is actually based on, an event that happened in the author's life when he was 16 years old. So, as a 16-year-old, he heads out into the Gulf of Mexico with two of his friends. They wait their turn to go down diving after one of the paid groups leaves. Two of the guys go down. They leave one guy in the boat. Of course, he doesn't know anything about how to drive the boat, but he's the one left in the boat. So the two guys go down, and when they surface, they're nowhere near their boat. They can't find it. They got lucky. A fishing boat comes along, pulls them out of the water, and then once they're up inside another boat, they're actually able to see where theirs is, and the fishing boat drives them over there and drops them off. He went into a lot more survival skills for the characters in this book. In this story, 12-year-old Julie is visiting her dad in Alabama for the summer. Dad runs a dive shop, and that means he's also got a diving outfit that goes with it. And so he takes people out into the Gulf and helps them go down looking for special sea treasures and just fishing and all kinds of things underwater. This particular day, Dad is not feeling well, so he has Julie lead the dive. She's leading down two people, a father and son, who aren't very nice people to start with. And of course, when they finally surface, the boat is nowhere to be seen. 12-year-old Julie is left out here in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico with Mr. Jordan and his son Shane, who also happens to be about 12. They encounter sharks, they encounter water spouts, they encounter a number of different things in the elements. The sun and how the sun affects them as it's beating down on them and reflecting back off the water at them. And just when you think they finally made it, they've finally found some way to survive, they finally found a way out, there are more issues and more troubles that come about for them. Some of them will live and some of them will die. To find out who and how they survive, you have to read the book, Deep Water by Watt Key. Our second book today is Avalanche. Avalanche is from a series called The Survivor Diaries, and it's written by Lynn Johnson. Avalanche is also on the Virginia Reader's Choice list for this school year, 2020-21, but it's on the elementary list. In this book, we have 12-year-old twins, Ashley and Ryan. They're out skiing with their parents. They're in Wyoming's Grand Teton Mountains, and they've just read some information about wolverines and a place where wolverines pass by. And they're all excited about the idea of seeing real, live wolverines. But of course, that's not quite on the path they're supposed to be skiing on. Because they're a bit stronger skiers than their mother, they get ahead of their parents. So of course, they make the decision to take the path they're not supposed to be taking to go see if they can find those wolverines. And of course, what happens when they do? An avalanche hits. People don't know where they are. They don't know where to look for them. The kids have to survive through the avalanche, the aftermath of the avalanche on their own. They do find the wolverines. They do see real wolverines. They also get to encounter a grizzly bear and some other forces of nature that test their skills in terms of surviving this disaster. To find out how it all goes, you'll have to read the book. I did say this is part of a series. I have one other from the series with me today, and that is called Lost. All the other books in the series are currently checked out, so that tells you how good they must be. Enjoy. Our third book today is from the I Survive series. This is The Attack of the Grizzlies from 1967. by Tarshis. In this particular title, 11-year-old Melody Vega is visiting with her younger brother and grandfather in Glacier National Park. They've gone there every year. This year is different because Melody's mother is not with them. She has passed away in the past year. She has died. And everywhere she looks, she sees memories of her mom. And then one night, a grizzly shows up at Grandpa's cabin and attacks, smashing through the window in the door. This grizzly, they decide there's something wrong with him because his breath smells like rotting meat and vomit. His breath is not supposed to smell that way. So a little later, Melody is offered the chance to go on a hike with her Aunt Cassie and a wildlife scientist up to the Granite Park Chalet. And that is where the three of them discover the secrets behind why the Grizzlies are behaving abnormally, why they're attacking people when they've never done this before. She's going to be attacked again. Yes, she gets attacked by grizzlies for the second time. This time there is no door or cabin between her and the grizzly when it happens. Will she survive this second attack? You have to read the book to find out. This, of course, is a very popular series, and so just a few other books from that series that are here today. The Hindenburg disaster, the San Francisco earthquake, the California wildfires of 2018, and the sinking of the Titanic. If you enjoy survival stories, this is a series for you because there are a lot more than what I showed you today. Enjoy. Next up is a book from the You Choose series. This is Could You Escape the Tower of London, an interactive survival story by Blake Hoena. Have you ever read something from the You Choose series before? If you have, you know that these books give you the opportunity to help write the story, sort of, as you get to make choices as to how the story is going to come about and what the ending is going to be like. In this book, you get to choose, will you be a prisoner in the Tower of London? Will you be a prisoner because you were a traitor? Will you be a prisoner because you're a spy? Will you be a prisoner because you're being persecuted for religious reasons? Maybe you're not a prisoner. Maybe you're going to help someone attempt their escape. These are all choices you get to make to help form how the story goes. Each decision you make will lead you to another decision you have to make in order to come to the end of your story. This book has 3 different paths to follow, 35 different choices, and 18 different endings. Read it once, read it again, make different choices. You'll have a whole new story. If you're like me, that's kind of what you have to do because I want to know all the endings and I want to know how it all worked out, so I go back and try them all. Will you survive the Tower of London? Depends on the choices you make. There are more in this series as well, such as can you survive an alien invasion? Can you survive an asteroid strike? Can you survive a supervolcano eruption? Can you survive an artificial intelligence uprising? And can you survive in a dystopia? These are all available for your perusal and enjoyment at Massanutten Regional Library. Our last book for today is Earthquake Shock. This is part of the Disaster Strike series by Marlane Kennedy. This is going to be for more of our younger elementary readers, 4th grade and under probably. In this book, we have 10-year-old Joey. 10-year-old Joey is skateboarding at the park with his friends, Kevin, Fiona, and Dylan. Mom reluctantly left him there while she took the younger sister home. Later, when Joey and his friends head for home, they hear an ear-splitting boom and a jolt that shocks them, and they fall to the ground. The sidewalk begins to roll like a funhouse floor, and then they realize they're in the middle of an earthquake. The concrete of the highway overpass that's above the kids begins to crack. The 4 kids will get separated as the highway starts to fall down. But will all 4 kids make it out from under that overpass alive? You have to read the story to find out. There are more in this series as well, such as Volcano Blast, Blizzard Night, and Tornado Alley. I hope you have enjoyed survival stories. Please come out and read some with us today. Thank you and have fun reading.